What does manhood mean to you?
I think that manhood for me uh, allows me to be compassionate, to be understanding, empathetic, but also being a leader, not by from the standpoint of saying, "Hey, I need you to sing my praises." My actions will dictate what you see of me, and the greater testament as to who I am is what people have to say about me.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm super excited about this brother today. He's one of those multi-hyphenated kind of brothers. Let's see. He is a veteran of the U.S. Army 82nd Airborne Division. He is a banker by training. He's an actor. Haven't been in Hollywood. He is an author. He's actually also civically engaged, having spent time as a treasurer of his local NAACP chapter. Whew, that's a lot. His name is Mr. J Leon Pridgen II. Hey, Leon.
Hey, how you doing, Val? Good to be
I'm
here. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad that you are here, and thank you so much for being here. And I'm really excited to talk to you because this conversation is yet another contribution to our repository of 6 questions and well over 150. We're pushing a two what we called it, a two-piece. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Getting to
I
that
don't know.
second load.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And so
Second stack. We're working on the second stack.
yeah, we're gonna second stack. Thank you. That's good. My slang is just wax. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But
No word.
I'm so excited because we get to hear from all these positive and successful Black men. That if you only look at what the media sends us, you basically don't exist, right? We see very exceptionalism on all the spectrums, right? Like the tippy top and frankly the lowest. Brothers who may not have been realized yet, and have had
Mhm.
opportunities, and they are indeed our brothers. And as one brother said, the media will spend 5%, spend 95% on their of their time on the 5% who's not doing what they need to be doing. And meanwhile, the
Mhm.
rest of you, the other 95% of you that are taking care of your families, holding it down, being contributing members and positive members of your community, it's like crickets. And so
Yep. Yep.
I'm I'm so grateful that you're here as we continue to widen this narrow and myopic narrative. Because ultimately my hope is one day a young king who may or may not have positive Black male role models can come to this repository, see the same 6 questions answered by all of these amazing Black men, and hopefully find guidance there. And then for the
Mhm.
rest of us who are neither male or even Black, for us to come to this repository and have our minds changed, have our minds shifted and opened, and so therefore that we can create a more humane and just society so that you can also just be yourself in society. And so I am really grateful that you're here. I'm going to get started with the first question, which is,
Sure.
what does manhood mean to you?
Yes, ma'am. Well, manhood is a broad perspective for me, because I don't think there's just like anything in our society. I don't think there's any that's monolithic. I think that manhood for me uh, allows me to be compassionate, to be understanding, empathetic, but also being a leader, not by from the standpoint of saying, "Hey, I need you to sing my praises." My actions will dictate what you see of me, and the greater testament as to who I am is what people have to say about me. So when you're operating from a standpoint of what is morally right, the things that happen, the things that occur in your life that can push you in different directions. It is all about how you respond to it, what you do with it, and what you make of it. We may not have always had the best opportunity to look at a father figure in the home and say, that's what I'm going to be. But sometimes we have to look at what we did get, take from it what we can, and then strive to be better than to make it better. Take the best parts of whatever you've been given, use that. Whatever may not have been the best thing, leave that. But when you're looking at defining manhood, you want to find those people that exemplify or inspire in you something to shoot for.
That's great. That's awesome. Excellent. Thank you so much. So, Leon, who and or what is important to you?
I don't know if you can kind of pick it up, but for me, it's my family. That is, you know, obviously God is a leading factor in the spiritual guide for me. But what is most important is not for me, not money, not things, not necessarily status, but the relationships that I have with my family, the relationship I have with my children, my friends that have become family, my family itself. Those are the things that when we finish taking the last breath, people will forget about stuff and they'll forget about things, but they're going to remember who you were and what you were. My mother's been gone for a number of years, but the time that I spent with her while she was here and the conversations that we had are still things that I draw on to this day. And I still talk to her on a daily basis. But that's what's most important, the relationships I have with the people that are closest to me.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much. So, Leon, how do you want us to see you?
As an artist, um, as you mentioned, my career, my path has been kind of varied from being a licensed banker to deal with finances and investments to an author of a number of books to a writer and creator of stage play, um, an actor, a coach, football, basketball, etc. But there are a lot of folks that when I was on the school board, they talked to me about this background that I had that was just kind of what they viewed as a renaissance. Um, I never thought of it that way. All I thought was I was learning something new, and I was a lifelong learner will always find something to gauge interest. So that in and of itself has created something, but it was never something I sought out to be. It was just, hey, how about if we invest some time here? What would that do? And so yeah, that's just kind of me in a nutshell, and that's the way I see myself, constantly learning, constantly growing, while I got some time.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, I want to bring up something. I've never done this before. Usually I just ask the question straight out, but you have an interesting quote in your bio that I want to connect. You
Mm-hmm.
say, "Dream big, you may never wake up."
Mm-hmm.
And so my question number four to you is, what is your epic dream?
Um, it's constantly evolving. The dream on the plate right now is there's a play that I've written about Benjamin Davis, who was the first commander of the Tuskegee Airmen, a forgotten figure, heroic figure as a black man and the things that he had done in the military, outside the military. So right now, the epic dream is bringing this stage play to communities, campuses, universities, military bases across the country, around the world. And so that's the epic dream right now. I wish people could fall in love with this guy and understand what he has done and what that legacy is and what was poured into him and what he poured out. I'd like to be able to communicate and get that story out.
That's awesome. That's excellent. Excellent. So you've been answering this next question all along implicitly, but I'm going to ask you explicitly. Mr. J. Leon Pridgen II, who are you?
I am just a dude that is trying to do the best he can. One thing that I would say, and this is one thing that I want to make sure that young people understand and know. One of the things I talked about is your name. What is your name? And what it carries weight. It means something. And little history. My name, I'm J Leon Pridgen II because I was not named after my father. I was named after my great uncle. My great uncle had a twin brother that was my grandfather. So that thus I'm the second as a result. But the Reverend Dr. J. Leon Pridgen was a Southern Baptist minister in Spartanburg, South Carolina, who was appointed to his church by Martin Luther King Sr. So a name. What's in a name? What does it mean? There's a legacy that's attached to it. And you have something to live up to or live down to. When we have this name, it's time stamped. It is a finite period of time. And from the time that you hit the ground to the time you go back to the ground, what are you going to do with this name? And how are you going to live with this name? And what do you want people to say about this name after you're gone? You got a little bit of time to carry it. So the goal is to carry it well. So, there are different things that you can say, hey, financially, if I'd made this choice or did this, that, or the other, I could be doing more on this side or written more books. Or what I've done with the time that I've had is try to maximize the opportunities. And as long as I'm breathing, I'm still achieving.
Here. Yes, yes, yes. That's awesome. So thank you for that. And here we are already at question 6, which is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't, or you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
I was thinking about that, but I think I already kind of covered it. And the thing that I would love to have asked directly is my perception of me versus people's perception of me. I've been going through a little something, but I had a conversation with one of my brothers today, which is an uplifting conversation. And the thing that he said, and this is, I think, is what's more important, what other people have to say about you. And, like I said, you can check my calendar, check the clock, look under the hood. What you get is what you get. There's nothing like, oh, I didn't even know that brother, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that he said to me was what I kind of harp on is that he said that you are the most family-driven man that I know. Bar none, because over the years, and I've known him for 30 plus years, I've got other friends still to this day that I've had since I was like 8, 9 years old. But that's kind of a stamp of who I am. And because all of those people that pour into me are the people I continue to pour out to. But to be able to have somebody who on the outside has looked at me from the time before I got married to having kids, to what that meant to raise them, to bring them through college, etc. And still after, what I am as a father to them, to know that it's been recognized, even though, like I said, it's not something I really stopped to pay attention to, but it's just, it is what it is, and it is what I do, because that's the most important thing for me. So it's nice to have it recognized.
That is wonderful. Yeah, I can see that. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's really wonderful. And it's great that your friend cared enough about you to tell you this, that he's watched it, he's been your witness. And
Yeah,
to then share it with you is a beautiful thing. And so I'm really grateful for that. And I'm really grateful for your presence in this world. You are proof positive that you don't have to just do one thing, and that one thing can lead to another thing. You don't leave it behind. You bring all those experiences with you to make the present experience even sweeter because of all the things you've done. And the next thing will be sweeter and deeper because of all the previous experiences you've had. That's my personal philosophy around these things. And so I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
grateful. And I'm so glad to hear, like I said, a brother acknowledging you. So on behalf of your family who receive your love, I'm so grateful for them, and thank you for them. And I honor you, my king. I pray that your epic dream absolutely does come true sooner
Thank
rather
you.
than later. And
Yes.
that we all get to not only experience your creativity, but we also get to learn about this amazing man, Benjamin O. Davis. And I'm very excited about that. And it's time for us to unearth these stories that have been, one could argue, purposefully obscured. But it's time to start cleaning those closets out and shining lights in there and all around, so that we can get these stories, because we need them, and our
Yes,
children
ma'am.
especially need to know that what is possible for them. And so I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you are here, and thank you so much for being a part of this conversation.
Now, that pleasure is absolutely mine. I cannot thank you enough. And the work that you're doing and the inspiration that you are trying to leave for the younger brothers, um, my sister, my queen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you stay right there, because I want to thank the audience for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And if there is a positive and successful Black man in your life who you want to see highlighted in this forum, and you want to hear from in this forum, please click the link below or in my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. I'm so grateful. My life is so blessed that I get to speak to all these amazing brothers who are all over the world doing amazing things, and also doing very ordinary things, which is great, because we don't necessarily have to speak to only the multi hyphenated ones among us, like Brother Leon here. Because Brother Leon is a part of a large community, and the community is wide and it is deep, and we want as many of those voices to be heard. And so I always say that success does not equal what someone does for a living. As long as it is legal and is not hurting anybody, I don't really
Yep.
care what the brother does for a living. What I really care about is the content of his character, the impact that he is making on his community, starting with the nuclear family and then moving out writ large to the rest of the community. Those brothers deserve and need to be heard from, and I want them to have their say here. So please stay tuned next week for yet another amazing king, and please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thank you so much. And Leon, thank you so much. That was really, really wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Val. I appreciate you. And I've got some things that are coming for you so that you'll be able to preview.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm
All
so
right.
glad to hear it.
But thank you. Thank you so much. It is incredible what you're doing, and it's something that's definitely needed. One thing I'd like to say at last: go vote. Go
Yes.
vote for democracy.
Yes. 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 Yes, my brother. Go vote. Thank you.